Arsenal fans, let's have a very, very quick heart to heart. I'm not banting you guys. Banter aside now. Let's travel down memory lane to 3 seasons ago when Arsenal shocked the league. Arsenal took the league by storm with the beautiful football they play and how they put teams apart. They were destroying teams. They were winning consecutively. They looked like the real deal. But guess what then? Manchester City were also in their prime. Manchester City, they just had Haaland and they were just going and going and going and going. That Man City that has consecutive wins and the way they win. And that prime Pep City. We understood, right? And the excuse then was no squad depth. The inexperience in knowing the know-how of how to chase the title race, and all those things. And the players are still fresh to, knowing how to chase the league. Everybody, we understood that with Arsenal. Like, this team is young and they are coming up. That's 3 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, Arsenal came back, after being hot from that, previous year title race and how close they were, and they feel like, they should be able to do it now, like they know what to do and the things they need to do. But guess what then? This Arsenal team then, they were far more even better in the next season. They were putting teams apart. 4-0, 5-0. That was the season Arsenal was tearing teams apart. 5-0, 5-0. Going away to West Ham, tearing them apart 5-0. Going away to Luton, tearing them apart 7-0. Like, they were tearing teams apart, scoring goals, playing beautiful football. That was 2 seasons ago. And guess what again? When they went to Etihad, they were just, I think, a point behind ahead of City. And they went to Etihad Stadium. Guess what Arsenal tried to do? They tried to chase a draw. Do you know why? Mentality. Mentality is the reason. This Arsenal team are suffering from having the right mentality in knowing how to win titles. Rodri even came out to say, when they noticed that Arsenal are settling for a draw in that match, that was when they knew they were going to win the league as a team. Mentality. You can be a good team. You can play beautiful football. You can, have, good defenders. You can have perfect midfield. You understand? You can play beautiful football. In fact, you can be the best in set pieces. You can be the most pragmatic. Do you understand? But you need the right mentality to win the league. Arsenal currently have a coach that panics. Arsenal currently have a coach that doesn't have balls. Arsenal currently have a coach that doesn't put the right mentality in his players. Arsenal currently have a coach that doesn't know how to win titles, and that is a problem. That is a big problem. Last season was excusable because almost every team was sleeping last season, and then the excuse still was like injuries and the rest. We understood that, no problem. But now, what is the excuse this season? That is the biggest question. What is the excuse for Arsenal Football Club this season? What is the excuse for Arteta this season? What is the excuse for the players this season? There's good squad depth. There's quality players. There's experience. You understand? Arsenal are not just, this season, they don't choose not to play beautiful football. They choose to be more pragmatic and win with set pieces. They just want to win the league with any way they can. But guess what? Regardless of any tactics you might employ to try to win the league or do this and do that, if you don't have the right mentality, it's going to be extremely difficult. The right mentality wins you the league. And I don't think Arsenal have the coach that puts in the right mentality in the vital time into these players that's going to help them win the league. And I don't know. It's that time again. You can feel the pressure. Yesterday against Wolves, Arsenal were leading 2-1. But guess what they are doing again? Arsenal are sitting down on a 2-1 lead against the 20th